Alrighty, I'm down to the bottom border. I still do have some work to do. I have finished all the blocks in the center section, and I've trimmed most of them, but not all, with those extra threads. All of the back still needs to be trimmed. I will need to go back and do every one of the forget-me-not 5-petal flowers in each of the center of the wreaths, because I'll be changing thread to white. Given the option, I change thread as seldom as possible because it's a lot of effort and it does waste a fair amount of thread, but I'll do what I have to do to make the quilt turn out amazing. Right now I'm still using the wild lavender color of thread, which is a very subtle color that went over the entire quilt except for those centers. That white will stand out beautifully. So I'm doing the last section. Well, I'm doing the bottom border, which included a section along the side, the entire bottom of the border, and then up part of this side. I will then unroll the quilt a little bit and I will connect, I call it chunking the border, and I will connect this piece that will roll around to the last section that came down the side. I'll put a little piece in there to connect those together. It's a lot of finessing to make sure that they touch each other appropriately. That's what this custom work is all about, is making sure that each block fits perfectly. As I showed you before, I have the feather wreath inside all of the 9x9 blocks. Now when I do that, I am literally going to the CAD screen and I am finessing it, moving every piece of this, mostly in the corners, to fit appropriately into every single block. Partly because in most quilts, no matter how specific you're trying to be, every block is not exactly the same size, the exact same dimension. So I am literally telling the machine exactly how big this quilt block is, and I'm maneuvering a little piece of this so it will fit the very best it can into each corner. Same with the little feather edges that I created for this block. I'm literally bringing it into the corner of each block so it fits specifically in there. When I get done, I will do the same with the little 5-petal forget-me-not. In the center of each one, I will place it specifically so it fits right there. So there's a lot of finessing, it's a lot of extra activity, and it's gorgeous and it's worth it, and I love it so, so much. Thought I'd show you what it looks like when I create the bottom border. This is the design, and it takes it around the corner, which is a huge blessing because these two pieces fit together. These are actually the border pieces, and then it has its own corner piece that fits along. That's gorgeous. It's so nice to have its own corner piece. I love it. But there will be a little space right here that's empty, so I will go fill that in. These are the 5 blocks that I used along the way, and I finessed them in. This one is what I used to create the block to go around the forget-me-not wreaths. So that kind of shows you what's going on right here. A lot of activity when you're doing a custom quilt. This one's going to take about 3 days to get finished up on the quilting bed. I will get the border done and probably have to take a break, and then I will do the forget-me-not centers the next day. So when I have a big quilt like this and it's custom, that's about how long it's going to take. It's approximately 3 days, which means I don't have any other quilts up on the quilt bed because it's taking up all the space for the 3 days. Another addition as to why it is the expense it is, because I can't do any other quilts as long as I'm doing your custom quilt. But I'm telling you what, if you want custom, my friend, it is worth it. If you're going to enter it into a show, if you want to be able to have it prepared for a specific person, if you want it for yourself to put onto your own bed, I'm telling you, there's just nothing like a custom quilt that was created specifically for those needs. So enjoy along the way.